Um, Next is some wrestling god. What advice can you give young men and women who aspire to be professors? There really isn't the time and the place now to do it. I wouldn't. I'd advise against it. That's my advice. What would your advice be, Conan?
I think it's harder than ever to become a big star because of all the competition. You're going to suffer a lot. You're going to have to make a lot of sacrifice. You're probably going to be in investing more money than you're making at the beginning. Um, it's a hard trip, just know that, that's basically it. And just listen, bro. This is one of the things that you don't see too many of the youngsters doing that we used to do in our day. Sit under the learning tree of veterans that have been there and done that. That's the best way of learning. Those car rides we used to do back in the day, that's where kind of like you bonded and you learned the business.
All right.
May I give some advice to aspiring pro
No,
wrestlers?
no,
All right.
No.
you're
Yeah.
not a pro
Yeah.
wrestler.
What advice would you give? No, I want to hear. I want to hear what Joe's advice.
I
Next
would
is.
advise go to a reputable school, of course, to start. The Monster
All right.
Factory.
That's enough. That's enough.
Well, no,
Yeah,
no.
that's
Let me
enough.
just
Yeah.
say.
That's
Let
like
me, let me
I
such
just say.
like I
like no.
he's
Go. You
trying to
go.
plug the Monster Factory
No,
just
no, no.
like
I like
the other
seriously.
day he was like, "Oh, watch the reality show, bro."
Yeah,
You weren't a pro wrestler, so what could you say, Joe?
Yeah. Right.
I
What
would
advice did
say
you have for?
go
It's like,
go to a
From a
school.
non-professional
Right.
wrestler, this
Yeah.
is advice from a non-professional wrestler.
to
Yeah,
somebody who
go to
wants to be
Right.
a
bro.
wrestler.
That's
I think
fucking
you'll
that's
agree
a
with me
given.
though.
Okay, who
Go
gives a
pick up stakes, relocate, and go to Booker T school, the Dudleys, or Cody and QT school. Especially, well, they all have ins with the
Just
promotions.
try out. Here's what I
bro?
advise.
There's a
Try
lot
out
of
for
people that
WWE.
have not gone to those schools and made it.
If you're not going to
Sure.
try out for
Today,
WWE,
those are.
try
Trust me.
out for WWE. If you can't even make a WWE tryout, then don't bother trying to become a professional wrestler.
There you
Next is
go.
from Mark Montanaro, and the subject is a question for Conan Disco. Conan, did you have something to do with Dominik's entrance at WrestleMania? I know you said you did not have anything to do with the match, but what about the entrances? Disco, what do you think about? This guy's gonna get suspended. This is stupid. What do you think about Conan's Bruins beating the beloved Flyers for the all-time NHL regular season wins record with 63? And where does Eric Lindros rank in your list of hated Flyers? Scott Stevens. Mark Montanaro. You should know that I'm a former Ranger fan. Eric Lindros was a Ranger. Okay, he's not a hated Flyer in my opinion. You're
Hmm.
suspended. Okay, that's a stupid comment.
Well, we're at
And
that's the
congratulations, Conan's Bruins. Conan, your Bruins broke the record. Congratulations on your Bruins. Did you watch the game last night, by the way?
Yes, 4-1 or yeah, I think
Three
it
to
was
one.
four
It
to
was a good game.
three.
The Florida goalie played unbelievable.
Yeah,
Like yeah, that
so did
lying
the
guy. He was
Bruin goalie.
yeah.
we
Next up,
have
Beto.
reached 10 suspensions as Conan wished for. It did just come true. 10 suspensions this week.
Yeah. All right. Next one is from Roland C. Bonet, and the subject is Drew McIntyre all in at Wembley Stadium. Hope all is good, gentlemen. With the rumor circulating that Drew McIntyre may not re-sign with WWE this year, have you heard any buzz around AEW trying to sign him, especially with All In being in the UK this fall? Sure, AEW has had major talent make the jump from WWE in the past, but Drew could be a game changer if booked correctly. Just want to know your opinions, or if anything has heard anything regarding Drew's future. I haven't heard any. Bro, I'm not trusting any of the reports. I heard he's not happy with his WWE deal. Um, I don't know. He's not happy with his WWE deal. He may leave, and if he leaves, obviously he's a big gift for AEW going to the UK. So that's I I don't know. What do you kind of? I don't really care to be honest with
He
you.
took
What do you think? What do you think, Conan?
It just doesn't. It just doesn't depend anymore who you sign because that's not enough anymore. It's how you book them. And unless he's going to have some sort of creative control, why would you want to leave one place for the other?
I
Um,
think it's possible because he apparently removed all the WWE references from his Twitter, which
Then it
people
is
make a big
possible. So if you're
big
going to
deal
get
of. Yeah.
him, make sure you do something with him and get your money's worth.
um. So next is from Joey. The subject is Hogan dissing Disco. Hey K100 fam, longtime listener, first time writer. Recently, Bubba the Love Sponge has been uploading old clips from his radio show onto YouTube. He's been posting a lot of content with Hogan. Today, he uploaded a clip of Hogan on his show the day after the Bash of the Beach pay-per-view, where Hogan is seemingly shooting on live radio about the problem with Russo's booking. And the clip around the 18-minute mark, a sarcastic Hogan said WCW still have to pay him even if Russo makes Disco the head booker. Sarcastically, Hogan is criticizing Russo's booking of Hogan Kidman and his booking in general. My questions for Disco: what was your relationship with Hogan and Russo at the time, and why would Hogan diss you the day after the show? And sorry for the long email. Love the show. You guys are the best. You don't have to listen to this, bro. Hogan and Russo were trying to sell it as a shoot afterwards, so he was just going burying everything. He was shooting. Like this is back when Vince was trying to do work shoots and trying to make it look real, but this ended up in a lawsuit. So I was on the booking committee, but I had nothing to do with this. This was all Hogan, Bischoff, and Eric had all figured that out. I was completely out of the loop. So
Did you have any dealings with Hogan overall as a creative team member? Because people always say
yeah,
he's
but
difficult or he'll shoot things down a lot.
no, we were always good because there was one time the very first time when I when Scott Hall was using me in the Wolfpack, and there was going to be a big angle at the end of the show between the Horsemen and the NWO, right?
Mm.
And I was going to be out there and everything, and like all these guys are in a room, and they're trying to lay out this spot where somebody gets water thrown on them, a bucket of water, and like everybody's going over trying to figure it out, and I just raised my hand and go, guys, I think I got this, and I laid it all out, and Hogan looked, he goes, I like that, let's do that. And like so, Hogan kind of like looked at like I was like I kind of, like okay, this guy kind of he's not some schmuck in the room. He knows what he's doing, right? So yeah, but I didn't have a lot of interaction with him, but we were always cool with each other, you know. Hogan was cool with everybody. Conan, did you ever have a bad interaction with Hogan?
No.
No, yeah, he was cool. He's a cool guy actually. Next is from Chris Karcher, and the subject is Jay George. Wow. Oh, what happened to Jay? He needs to come back on the show again. What to do, fellas? Conan was curious the high spot signing. When I requested an inscription be signed on the figure, on the figure, the by the week is a root beer float. If they filtered that out, I personally thought you would have popped. Perhaps if I provide some Iranian tobacco, we can complete the transaction one day. DI, I was curious if you saw your boy Jay George getting kicked in the crotch by Brian Myers' 3-year-old kid a month ago. You guys put his promos over for a year, and now he's working with the Major Wrestling Figure podcast. Does that have heat with you, Di? Is Jay George really working with the Major Figure Wrestling podcast?
Yeah, I've seen that he appears at their live shows and so like live podcasts and stuff too. So he's in that mix, yeah.
Interesting. Cody, you got a comment about Jay George working with the Major Wrestling Figures podcast?
I don't even know what that is. Is that
it's the Matt Cardona?
Brian
Myers and
But I've never seen that show. So what's he doing? Pig bathing or washing the pigs? What's he doing like on the show?
Promos and skits and stuff like that.
He is entertaining. Yeah. Remember we said that
he's my boy. I like Jay George.
They got Danhausen there, but I think Jay George would be a better comedic character than Danhausen because he's funnier. Next is from Ben B, and the subject is Conan's Hall of Fame review. Greetings, guys. I was excited to hear Conan discuss his experience on the latest Talk episode, but Disco wouldn't shut the hell up. Before Conan could even start a story or answer a question, Disco would cut him off, even at one point telling Conan, hold on, I'm getting my in. What is the point of even doing it if the subject matter can't even provide the material? Disco, could you be more aware when you're choking out the conversation, please? I have a feeling the mailbag is going to be full of Hall of Fame questions now, so you don't really learn anything thanks to you. P.S. Thanks for taking my advice from my email a few months ago. More Larry and less Billy on the main show. Much more enjoyable listening and hearing all the other letters about liking the Larry segment has validated that. Take care, Ben. Wait a second. Okay, Ben B. First of all, 2 weeks. Okay?
Ugh.
All right. 2 weeks for Ben B. Number one, for trying to bury me here. Number two, bro, all the other letters about liking the Larry segment, that's misinformation. How many Conan, how many letters can you recall off the top of your head that I said they like the Larry segment?
You are fake news. You are fake.
Conan, what do you think about that? How many off the top of your head do you remember praising Larry?
Yeah, 2 or 3. Let me explain something to you. There will be no more Larry. Okay, he's gonna get it. The segment he gets. Oh no, what,
right.
Joe?
I thought you meant no more Larry.
No, not more of Larry. We're getting Larry has a segment, right?
Yeah. And Billy, not less. There will be no Billy. And let me explain something to you. For all the people that thought, oh, we wrote in letters and we finally got them off. It worked and all that. That wasn't it. it was Billy up after we talked him over and over and over, and we covered for the guy, and he on us and the show. The guy's got no fun. He can talk all the he wants. Who gives a? I've always said, for you insult me, I must first, respect you, which I don't. So he can talk whatever the he wants. He won't be doing it on our show anymore. And he put the rope over his own neck, because we covered for him a lot, because we still find him entertaining, and for like sports, but all that extra, all that.
Right. Yeah. Right. All right. So
I
that's in
think
the mailbag.
Billy wants to be rebellious type, and I think now he's taking it to the.
No, bro.
I
I've
was- I
had
was too
no,
rebellious
Joe.
for K100, that
He
kind of thing.
literally does not see anything in the mirror that anything's his fault.
No, of course.
And that's
Yeah.
that's his problem. It's like I don't, whatever. It's like, bro, how often do we defend the guy?
Right.
And he thinks
was
it's the
a lot,
opposite of that.
yeah.
I'm like, dude, what are you talking about? You don't listen to the show and you think we bury you. It's like, we don't. We defend you. So it's like, he wouldn't even believe that. So it's
Yeah,
like, whatever.
emails would come through that talked on him, and you guys always talk,
Yeah,
claps back
right.
for him.
Right.
Because he was entertaining in sports,
Right.
and he
Yeah.
was knowledgeable.
It's
So he
like
wouldn't
we
have been
always-
on that segment.
It's like
But
when
all
you
the
hit me.
extras and the ranting and all the other and getting into fights with other people, we told them not to do it and keep it low. And he even put up an apology, which I thought was heartfelt, because he was accepting blame. And 1 or 2 days
Right.
later, it was back to the
Did
same.
not-
I go,
It's like, whatever. He was entertained. I've always been entertained by kind of the over the top type people that are willing to just let themselves hang out to dry. They'll like throw the rope and hang themselves sometimes. Like, I find entertainment in that, to be honest with you, which is why I like the guy was not afraid to bury himself.
right.
And he got, and so I find that entertaining, because all professional wrestling, you look at all these other podcasts, bro, they're all an echo chamber where everybody agrees with each other all the time. And it's kind of really, that's what they are. Like, I've never been like that. I'm a provocateur. He was a provocateur too. Conan's a provocateur. We don't, if you want to just listen to our podcast and like a happy, listen along, it's like, that's not what we do. We throw our ideas out there because we're not afraid to, say how we feel. And a lot of people don't like hearing people say what they feel, and they get mad at them. And a lot of people got mad at Billy, but it's like I said, we had no problem with the content on the show. It's all the other that got dumped in our lap when the show's over, and we're having to deal with stuff like that. That was unacceptable, because like me and Conan, we
Well,
talk.
the worst part, bro, is how many times we talked to him individually and he didn't change.
Right.
So if you're not going to conform to what we're asking you to do, then go do it by yourself, which
Yeah,
is what
right.
he's doing.
Yeah. So